Hello and welcome to Classical Guitar and Piano for NCSSM. In this video, I will be reviewing the course expectations for MS-312, MS-314, and MS-316, the Classical Piano and Guitar course in theory and practice. I'm so glad that you're checking out this video, and the whole plan for this video is for you to just really understand the course as I review the course expectations. So let's get started. The course meets 3 times a week, 3 periods per week. You can take it 1 trimester at NCSSM up to 6 trimesters. We say that it's repeatable for credit, which really means you can take the course over and over and continue to advance as a player on piano and guitar. The first paragraph on the course expectations really just reviews our thoughts about music in general and why music is important at a school like NCSSM. It's a basic human need involving the organization of sound for the purpose of beauty, cultural identity, personal expression, and enjoyment. And this is why we want you to study music at the School of Science and Math, and we encourage you to do so. The study of music is accomplished by the use of directed mental activity, that is, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skills involving one or more of the following learning behaviors, including listening, performance, composition, history and theoretical analysis, as well as electronic technology. And we hit some of those very strongly as part of this course, and probably all of them in some way as part of this course. The second paragraph really covers the course itself specifically. The course is a study of instrumental music through theory, music and theory through piano and guitar. We ask you to choose one or the other instrument each trimester that you come in. I want you to know that some students have taken this course for 6 trimesters and really gone from being having no skills on piano and guitar to being quite proficient at the end of 2 years. Other students really just want to take 1 trimester and get a little taste of an instrument. And still other students will take piano 1 trimester and guitar another trimester to get a little bit on each instrument. It's really up to you. You can do it any way that you want. The class is largely self-paced. We provide some guidelines for what we expect you to do, but in the end, it's a fairly individualized course, and it is self-paced. You'll have the opportunity to learn music, literature, and performance practice of the guitar and the piano. And we do say that this is a repertoire-based class. In other words, you will learn songs while you're learning techniques. And really the goal is, as you go through the class, that at the end of a trimester you will have some number of songs in your repertoire that you could perform for your family or for friends, and you're building and developing repertoire through the course of a trimester or throughout a year. You will learn playing technique, you will learn to read notes, you will learn chords and triads, you'll learn harmony, rhythm, and pitch, all of the basics of music performance and theory. You choose one or the other instrument as your primary instrument, and the course will include, in addition to learning to play the instrument and learning songs, there will be written music theory assignments, assigned songs to learn and perform for me, the instructor, and a trimester examination at the end, which is a cumulative theory exam on the music theory that you've been learning. And finally, we'll have 2 recitals per trimester, 1 at midterm and 1 at the end of the course. There are no prerequisites. I always like to say that you can take this course if you have no music experience, and if you've had 10 years of private lessons and you go to competitions and are known throughout the state as an exceptional piano or guitar player, the course is right for you as well. We will meet you where you live as a musician and advance your skills from there and give you all the opportunities to develop. So students of all levels and experience are eligible, and you can repeat the course for credit. The texts for this class vary a great deal. Beginning piano students will use the Bastian Older Beginner Piano Method, Book 1. If you haven't already picked that book up at our textbook room, please do so. That's the room located down in our cafeteria, and you can pick it up and check it out just like any of your other textbooks. Beginning guitar students will use the beginning guitar curriculum that I have developed. That is available to print on the Google Classroom site, or I will give you a packet of those materials in class when I am there. You will all complete our music theory curriculum, which is also available on the Google Classroom site. If you are a first trimester theory student, you should take the linear theory. Second trimester is vertical. Third trimester we call vertical 2. And the fourth trimester we call advanced. And then there is more after that, including theory skills. But for now, probably at the beginning, you will be a linear music theory student. If you have had some other theory prior to this time, to this course, let me know and we'll place you appropriately. I don't want you wasting time doing all review. By the same token, sometimes a little bit of review is a good thing, so we'll make sure that you're in the right place. Intermediate and advanced piano and guitar students may select the repertoire that you would like to learn in the textbook room or bring your own literature to work from. If you've had a couple of years of piano and you're sort of an early intermediate player, I recommend that you look at the Bergmuller books in our library or the Gillick Lyric Preludes. Those books are really good for intermediate players, but you will find tons of repertoire down in our textbook room. For guitar players, if you're interested in developing your classical guitar skills, I recommend the Christopher Parkening books down in the textbook room. And if you're a more advanced guitar player, that might be appropriate for you. I also have some guitar materials that I call intermediate guitar materials that include lots of scale study, some new and different chords for the guitar that you may not have learned before if you know your basic open chords and basic bar chords. And there are different voicings for chords, and we dive deeply into what is known as the caged system. If you are not familiar with that, this would be a great place to learn that if you're an intermediate guitar player. You will all pursue a sequential and systematic series of performance pieces from the selected repertoire that you and I will choose together. The whole idea is that you'll do music that gets more difficult as you continue to develop your skills. You can access all of the piano and guitar lessons through our Google Classroom site and through my class webpage, which is linked on the Classroom site. You will find, for the beginning students, you will find instructional videos for all beginning guitar and piano lessons, as well as some alternate videos that are linked on YouTube. You'll find my music theory lectures on our Classroom site on my YouTube page. And for the more advanced players, I would strongly encourage you to find good performances of the music you are learning out on YouTube or in audio so that you can emulate those great performances. I encourage you to bring mobile devices to class. You can always use your mobile devices in class to access audio recordings or YouTube videos of my lessons. I would also encourage you to bring headphones so that you can listen to them in a more private setting in class. When you finish this course, one trimester of this course, or any trimester of this course, will allow you to advance your understanding and performance level on the instrument you choose. Beginning students in one trimester should have an understanding and proficiency in reading and performing from tablature if you're a guitar student, or from music notation if you're a piano student, and also standard chords for guitar and triads for guitar. You'll also learn basic note reading and chordal left-hand accompaniments for piano, and all students, advanced, intermediate, and beginning, will add to your repertoire and your musical skill, and that's really our goal of the class. Let's move on down. In terms of course content, obviously we'll deal with proper playing position and proper technique for your chosen instrument, level-specific repertoire, that is the songs that are appropriate for you, beginning songs for beginning students, more advanced repertoire for intermediate and advanced students. Level-specific music theory, I already mentioned that we have linear, vertical, vertical 2, and advanced, as well as theory skills after you've completed that. And actually, at the time of making this video, I'm working on completing a duration unit as well. So look for that in the future. You will all do in-class performances for each other, and you will have instruction on practice techniques and how to really practice well so that you're prepared for what you're doing, and a little bit of ear training, not a ton, but a little bit as well. We use a straight 90, 80, 70, 60 grading scale at NCSSM in the humanities department. I do give pluses and minuses on report cards, so you can look for that. And I would tell you strongly that the vast majority of students who elect to take this course earn A's. I think the way I've set the class up, it's absolutely something that you can achieve no matter what your musical background. Please don't worry if you're a blank slate coming into this course. I've taught lots of kids how to play the piano and guitar through this class, and they've succeeded quite well. The grading breakdown looks like this. Your song assignments are 35% of your grade. I ask you to learn 12 songs per trimester, and they'll be assessed individually by me on a daily basis in class. If you're a more advanced player that's working on longer, more difficult repertoire, we will work together to identify what constitutes a song credit. So don't worry about getting 12 song credits per trimester. You can really make the case that a trimester is about 12 weeks, so we're looking to achieve about 1 song credit per week. For my beginning students, that's a song. For my more advanced students, it might be a portion of a song or a page or two, or maybe a technique within a song. So we'll work that out together. There's 1 theory assignment per week for 10 weeks of the class. Theory assignments add up to 20% of your total grade. We have 1 test at the end of the term, which is 10% of your grade, and that test is a cumulative music theory exam on the theory track that you've worked on that term. So if you're doing linear theory, it will be the linear theory exam, and it's on all of the material that you cover throughout the course of the term. There's a 10%, we have 2 recitals a term, one at midterm and one at the end, 10% of your grade each for a total of 20%. A 10% class participation grade. As you know, it's a very individualized class, so that grade is based on, are you coming in and doing your work each day, which obviously I expect that all of you will do. So that's 10%. And then finally, as you know, I do ask you to get a notebook for the class and have it with you every day when you come to class. In fact, you'll be getting a packet of papers that will go in that notebook. Keeping that notebook up to date and available is 5% of your grade. I'd like you to have it every day and at your music stand or piano while you're working that day. I will do my best to give you a written grade report 1 week before midterms and 1 week before the end of the trimester. This will include all of the assignments and related scores, although you will really know your scores and what assignments I've received from you on a daily basis. I will do my best to return theory assignments quickly and in a timely fashion, and you'll really know what your grade is pretty much at all times. You can ask to see your grade at any time throughout the term, and I will certainly provide that information. At midterm, some of the information can be just a little bit nebulous. For instance, there won't really be a folder grade yet. There won't really be there will be a midterm recital, but not a final recital. So I will work with you to make sure that you understand really what we're looking for midterm grades. Basically, the notebook is still under development, so that won't be included. There won't be an exam by midterm. So your midterm will be based on the song credits you've achieved, your music theory assignments you've turned in, and the first recital as well as class participation. So we can work together on that. You'll know what's going on there. We have designed this course in what we call a blended curriculum, or some people call it a flipped classroom, and you are encouraged to bring laptops and digital devices to the class. I committed to this a long time ago as a result of a book that I read called Disrupting Class, and in fact, the YouTube videos that you will be using were actually filmed before YouTube even existed. We used to have a closed circuit television streaming service here at the school, and we did it using that. And then lo and behold, the YouTube technology came around, and we just posted them all to YouTube. Uh, uh, all of the beginning piano and guitar lessons, along with all music theory lectures, are in video form and can be accessed in class or outside of class as homework. You are always encouraged to bring your digital devices and headphones to class and use them during class. I will make my way around the classroom throughout the class period, and I will be hearing and assessing students from the beginning of class till the end of class every single day. The thing that's really important to remember is this is not an online class. Blended curriculum really requires students to interact with me regularly, ask questions, discuss concepts, talk with me about the work that you are doing, and seek assessment and evaluation on a daily basis. I will probably be able to meet with you individually twice per week for 5 to 10 minutes. And that way I can get around to all the students in the class. So just know that that is definitely our goal. A little bit about how we evaluate the music that you're learning. In music, many of you have had music lessons before. Us music teachers are interested in you mastering the songs that you're learning, and that is absolutely the case in this class. So you will perform the assigned music for me on an individual basis throughout the term. I will go from student to student every class period and evaluate your performance. I'll give you tips and assessment. If you have mastered a song, we will check that song off and move on. But you're never really done with a song. So even after that song is completed, I would encourage you to play that song every class period. Because as I've mentioned before, we're operating on this mastery and fluency model. And if you think about how people become fluent in language, it's by using words and sentences over and over and over, so you can be truly expressive. It's the same way with music. Once you learn a song, let's say as a pianist you learn Merrily We Roll Along, you should play it every time you sit down at the piano so that you become very fluent in that song and you can do it really very naturally on a daily basis. I don't want you to forget the songs you learn. We're adding repertoire every time we start something new, not moving from one piece to the next. That's very important. The goal for each song is mastery, and if you don't achieve mastery when you first play it for me, I'll give you some tips and ask you to correct your mistakes and come back to you again so you can get the song checked off. A performance score of 100% is achieved with 12 completed song assignments for the term. More advanced students, as I mentioned earlier, will be giving a song credit for smaller passages of longer pieces or general advancement through the repertoire you're working on. Moving on to the policy on music theory assignments, there are 10 written music theory assignments, and they are generally assigned on Monday and due on Thursday. If Thursday rolls around and you haven't completed your assignment, simply ask me for an extension to Monday and you will be given that extension. All of my deadlines are soft deadlines. In other words, if you've had a busy week academically and you didn't get to this work, I will give you an extension. I always ask, though, that you don't abuse my generosity. Get it in always within a week of the assigned date. In-class recitals. I'm sorry, going back to the music theory assignments. If you make a mistake on your music theory assignment or don't do well on it or just make one or two little mistakes, you can always correct those mistakes and turn the assignment back in for full credit. The goal is for you to receive 100% on your music theory assignments, and that's easily achievable if you correct the mistakes that you make. The recitals occur twice a trimester. You'll prepare and perform music on your instrument to play for the class. The grading for the recitals is not just a participation grade. You'll be graded on your stage presence, on your participation, and your musical accuracy. And a big part of doing recitals is choosing the right music to do and choosing music that you are fully fluent in. So we will talk about that as we go, but the recital grades are based on more than just participation. Moving on to folders, as I did mention, each student will turn in a folder. That folder should contain your song assignment list, and all completed music theory assignments in order, and that folder will be worth 5% of your grade. I often say that's sort of the give a darn portion of your grade. I just want you to care enough to keep all your materials together. Okay? Late work, this is very important, that due dates for written assignments are soft deadlines. I mentioned that earlier. We understand that this is an elective course and you can have some weeks that are really crazy academically. If you need an extension on a due date, just ask my permission and it will always be, sure, no problem. All written work builds on the previous week's assignment though, so I am expecting that you will turn in your work sequentially. First assignment, second assignment, third, and you really should never turn an assignment in more than a week after the due date. It's imperative that you keep up with the written assignments from week to week. If you turn in an assignment, more than 3 assignments just prior to the midterm or the end of the grading period, I will assess a late penalty of 10% per week that the assignments are late. That's why I always say, just don't abuse my generosity and you will be fine. But if you do push my generosity all the way out to the end of the term, there will be a penalty assessed. And that penalty is 10% deduction of your grade per week that the assignments are late. So stay up on top of it. A note about care of instruments. Your hands will be on the instruments more than mine. So if you notice that an instrument is in disrepair or broken in some way, please let me know. I will never get mad. In fact, if you drop a guitar and it breaks, I won't get mad at you. I've planned for that. Accidents happen sometimes, but I just want you to let me know and we'll take care of it. We should be fine with that. But just do let me know if something's not working properly. And then finally, after that is our syllabus, and it's really just the music theory syllabus. It goes through the various theory tracks, linear, vertical 2, advanced, and theory skills, and the things that are due each week. I do mention that in week 5, there's a midterm recital, and I do mention that in week 10, there is a final and the cumulative theory exam. And that covers the course expectations for our course. If you are watching this and you're now ready to get started, I would encourage you to make a choice and either get started selecting your, if you're an advanced player, select your repertoire for the first couple of weeks of the class and go ahead and get to work on that. You could do the first theory assignment, look at the video for the first theory assignment, and go ahead and complete the first theory assignment at this time. Or if you're a beginning student, watch the introductory video for your chosen instrument and let's get started. If for some reason you don't have your books from the book room yet, you could also go to the book room and get that completed so you've got your books as you come into class the next time. I hope this all makes sense. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. And I look forward to the next time that I see you. Everybody have a great day and thanks for watching.